In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through my 10 favorite overdrive distortion pedals that you can purchase for $100 or less on the used market. Hopefully I can convince you that you don't need to break the bank to have really great overdrive distortion at your feet. I'll show them to you, tell you a few stories, and I'll play some of them. And at the end of the episode, maybe you'll find yourself owning a brand new pedal that helps you out. Let's open something up, but let me tell you a little bit of backstory here. So, several years ago, I got in touch with Brian Porter of Porter Pickups. He makes some of the best guitar pickups in the universe. I'm positive about that. And he makes my favorite guitar pickup. It's called the A90. So the A90 is a Jazzmaster pickup, but in a P90 casing. And this was huge for me because I love 3 pickup configurations with a 5-way switch. And that let me have a 3 pickup Jazzmaster guitar with a 5-way switch. I can't describe how much it changed my life. About a year ago, I think, Brian finally started realizing the dream of his own custom guitar. And without further ado, I'm gonna reopen it. I've already opened it and played it. Called the Porter Le Bois. I'm not French, but I nailed that. So it's really cool. I'm gonna play it. Let's jump into the episode. Okay, so here they are, my top 10 favorite drive pedals that are $100 or less. The conditions are pretty simple. I use reverb as kind of the price test because that's where I get things for my collection, and I think it's a great avenue for guys like you to go and find pedals on the cheap. You can find pedals that are just barely used and at a much bigger discount than you can at some normal stores. Another condition is that these pedals are pedals that I've actually used. I've enjoyed them over the years. And then lastly would be that they're just not super popular. It's things you don't see on everyone's board, so they're unique. And in that, hopefully that helps you find some affordable, unique drive sounds, or maybe the drive sound you've been looking for, but you just didn't know it existed because the pedal's not that popular. There we go. I'm gonna jump right in. So number 1 is the Bois OD3. The Bois OD3 is basically like the grandson of the OD1, and the OD1, as we know now, it's the father of the Tube Screamer. The OD1, basically, Ibanez Maxon took that and made the Tube Screamer from that circuit, and then, you know, Bois keeps evolving through, and you get to the OD3, which has more of the added tone control like the Screamer, and I just feel like this is a refined, perfected Tube Screamer. I like this much more than an 808 or a TS9. I'm a huge fan of it. And I like how it clips. It has a little different flair, and I feel like it gets a little heavier. $100 brand new with free shipping all day on Reverb. Number 2 has a cool story. I remember it was around 2001-ish, I think. I went over to my friend Joe's house and he was playing his guitar, and he had this pedal on the board that blew my mind because he's playing through cleanish amps, and out of his amplifier, literally, it sounded like Eric Johnson's guitar rig. That big Marshall distortion with the fuzz undertone, the clarity, the sustain, and it was all coming from the Fulltone Distortion Pro. Now this pedal is really, really affordable. I bought this one in my hand for $45. I found one on Reverb for $60. I just don't think this is beatable to have a handmade, American-made pedal by Mike Fuller and get it at that price. It's just a great circuit. It's unique. It's a distortion heavy overdrive sound that I think almost any of you could use or find useful. And so with that, I think you need to look at it. More known than some of these, but it's still a sleeper pedal in my opinion. You know, 60 bucks, that's kind of what these run, $50 to $60. It's the DigiTech Bad Monkey Tube Overdrive. This is a shameless Tube Screamer variant, but it has one massive difference that is massively useful, and that is that it has a low and high control instead of just a tone control. This thing does everything from clean boost to heavy overdrive, almost distortion, and at that price point, it's another one that you really need to check out. Number 4, when I tell you how cheap this is and how good I think it sounds, you're probably not gonna be able to sleep at night until you buy one, so just go ahead and get your keyboard ready, get Reverb pulled up, because for $35, you too can own the SM7 Smash Box from the Ibanez Tone Lock series. This pedal is amazing. I take a Les Paul, I drop D it, and I play Stone Temple Pilots till my eyeballs pop out. It sounds phenomenal. It has a built-in gate and it nails heavy, high-gain rectifier sounds. I have never found a pedal through my clean style amps that sounds as good as this for this application. And for $35, you need to buy it. Number 5 is a favorite of mine because it's probably my favorite series of pedals ever made. It comes from the Ibanez 10 series. It's the FC10 Fat Cat Distortion. Let me be candid with you. All this is a really great Rat replicant. It's made like it should be. It has a great chipset in it. It is what it is. It's a straight ahead vintage Rat copy. And it covers all the medium to distortion to fuzz tones you're gonna need. And it's much cooler than just buying a new Rat. It sounds better in my opinion, and it looks cooler. And you can buy them pretty much all day for like $75. I found one just now for $90. They kind of come and go. You'll see a lot of them and then you won't see any. But if you hang around, you can find these at a very affordable price. Number 6 is probably my favorite of all these drive pedals. It's one that I used for probably 5 years. I'm probably going to put it back on my board. It's been on and off from time to time depending on the gig or the studio work I'm doing. And it is the Double Drive by Tech 21. This is such a sleeper pedal. It's discontinued. There are versions of it that are orange, and then you'll see the black ones. They're about $100 when you're lucky, so keep your eye out. You can find this for $100. It is worth every dime. Basically, it cascades an A and a B drive section, and it is the most realistic cranked EL84 sound I've ever heard through my Fender Bassman style amps. So if you like Matchless and Vox and those distorted sounds that come from cranking those style of amps, this thing is magic, and it's a game changer. It was for me. I think it is for you. So see if you can find one, add it into your rig. Number 7 is actually a newer pedal, and it's built by my bud Robert Keeley. This is the Super Fat mod, and the Super Fat mod is real simple. It's Robert's famous blues driver mod, the one that I used for years that got me into this mess. And he built it from the ground up. True bypass switching, top quality components. I just can't say enough about how great this pedal sounds with a clean amp and a Stratocaster or a Telecaster. You use the bridge on a Tele, turn the drive up. It's an amazing rock sound. You go to that neck or out of phase middle position on a Strat and turn the drive down some, and it's like John Mayer in a box. The Super Fat mod is an awesome option for a drive pedal under $100. Number 8, the Mr.Black JDS-50. I think it was done in a really limited run, but this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, medium overdrive, almost distortion sounds with my Jazz Masters. It's a great pedal. It's pretty rare, but when they pop up, there's some on Reverb now. It's like $75. Jack DeVille's a great designer, and this is just a worthy pedal to be mentioned in the top 10 here. Number 9 is a classic, a true classic. A lot of things have copied this pedal, but the original still stands alone. And as amazing as it is, you still don't see it a lot nowadays. But back in the day, the DoD Overdrive Preamp 250 kind of reigned supreme. And for good reason, because if you've got an amp that's on the edge of breakup or that is broken up, this thing is magic. You can find these all day for under $100. There's several issues of it. There's a new reissue that has like a sparkly kind of color in the yellow. Then there's a reissue of this one, which is the original. Then there's even more original ones. But don't get really hung up on a lot of the chatter about that. You know, some people will say some of them sound better. Just get a hold of one for under $100 and try it out, because this is a shocker. And I know a lot of friends like Jamie from Earthquaker, this is like his favorite drive pedal still to date. So you need to get one of these, try it in your rig, and I think you'll be surprised. I saved the best for last because last is not least, and in this case, it might be the best bang for your buck. I'm gonna lift this pedal up, I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna ask you to not be a snob for like 60 seconds. Ready? Here we go, no snobbery. The Line 6 DM4. This thing was a game changer. It sounds phenomenal. Yes, it's digital, but do we really care? Does it sound good or not? The Edge loves this pedal, he still uses it. It's a great, great pedal. This thing replicates everything from old color sound drives to 808s to rats to distortions. It has all kinds of fuzz in it. This thing is nuts, and it's 70 bucks or less. Let's admit that a pedal like this might actually sound good if we tried it. You all know the DL4, the green delay. Everyone and their mother had that pedal. But this thing got a bad rap. It got hated on. You know, this is the pedal that sits at the lunch table by itself. It doesn't have any friends. It tells a joke and nobody laughs. That's this pedal, but I need you to help change that. So go grab one of these, give it a try, and I think you'll be really surprised. Mention, I gotta throw in a couple JHS. You know, my pedals are typically 200 bucks, but you can find the Charlie Brown and the Morning Glory, different versions of these pedals for under $100. A lot of times people get hung up on, well, the drive pedals are $200, what's cheaper? Well, that's what the used market's for, and that's why Reverb is so great. So I challenge you to go look at JHS, go look at Keeley and Wampler, and you'll find some of our pedals that you think are expensive for a lot cheaper on the used market. So do that. And I suggest the Charlie Brown and the Morning Glory because I see those most consistently in that price range. Today's record time is brought to you by Vampire Weekend, and the album is called Modern Vampires of the City. I gotta be honest, when this came out several years back, I wasn't a huge fan, and then Zach, one of my employees here, he played it constantly, and then one morning I woke up singing the songs. It grew on me, and now I really appreciate it, and their other records as well. It's kind of like a modern Paul Simon-esque alternative rock extravaganza. Check it out if you've never heard it. It's really cool, it's out of the box, great songs, great melodies, the guitar work is super creative. Like I said, it grew on me and now I'm kind of a super fan. So what I want you to do in the comments below is tell me a record that grew on you. Something that you just didn't like. Christmas music can't be included in this because really no one likes Christmas music. I want to know an actual album by an actual artist that, you know, everybody was into but you just weren't, and then one day it got you. Share that with me. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much for watching this episode, and because you guys are so awesome, I have partnered with my good friends at Reverb.com to give you $500 in Reverb bucks. So you need to win this because you need to buy stuff. You could buy some of these pedals I talked about today. You could buy an amp, you could buy a guitar. There's even clothes. You could buy like 50, 60 snark tuners, 1,000 guitar picks. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. But to win this, you need to click the link in the description below. Go to that Reverb page, enter yourself in, and it's pretty much that simple. So if you like this episode, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and there's a bell, you can get notifications. One of you guys will win this. Good luck.